here.
I'm gonna touch your butt like a merry-go-round.
Gonna touch your butt
like a merry-go-round.
So that mic is live.
Gonna touch your butt like a merry-go-round.
Gonna
Get out of town.
This is my drummer, Drew Lyon.
Drew Lyon.
I'm gonna.
Jesus.
Don't Drew Lyon, my lion.
Don't
Yeah.
be lying. Yeah, the mic is live.
Live Micus.
The talking portion. It's always fun. I feel like it's an icebreaker for a second every time.
Yeah.
This new stool Johnny got me makes me feel like a doctor.
John had
No.
Drew's new stool.
Now tell me a little bit about your reflexes.
Let me test it. What is that called? There's like a term for that though.
Reflex is a lonely. Oh, make it monetize that.
Don't mess with us,
Do you like-
Mark Zuckerberg.
You like your new stool, buddy?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
Feeling better, Sean?
No.
Sean's sick. He's had a little nausea.
His tummy hurts.
Yeah, he drinks about 4 Starbucks coffees in those bottles every day.
It's alright.
Hey, you know, sometimes you just gotta keep drinking coffee.
We all got back
America
trouble.
runs on Dunkin's.
Does it though? Does it?
That might be part of the issue.
America.
So we got big
yeah.
news this week.
Big news, big
You
news.
know, and everybody's waiting for the update on Wade.
Yeah, Wade Watts is doing great. Are people actually waiting on that?
Yeah, everybody is.
everyone. Yeah,
Yeah,
Wade
last
Watts.
To the lame person, that's Sal's cat.
Yeah.
Just to keep you
My
updated.
cat Wade has something called FIP, but we've been doing the injections and he's doing great. So
That's
shout out to
unbelievable.
Wade.
Shout out to Way, y'all.
Thanks for the thoughts and prayers. People coming. Good vibrations.
Yes,
Is
dude.
there any truth to the rumors that
Cats'
Wade's
lives
gonna
matter.
be appearing at the
At the festival.
at the Freedom Hill?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Probably not though.
I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad
Yeah.
idea.
You
We
know,
gotta
just pay that dog fee.
Yeah, we gotta get the upgraded cat carrier. And I've seen it looks like a tent, so it would be funny to
Yeah. Speaking of tents, you
camping.
you camping and you're heading right back.
I will not be camping just because of said cat injections. They are on a timed schedule, and that time is 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, playing a festival this weekend.
Playing a fest, the
Right.
last Harvest
It's like,
Fest.
are we gonna
Yeah,
tell them,
dude.
like, we're gonna think about bringing your cat too, or?
Yeah, I'm thinking about
Leave
bringing
me
my
a ticket for my
everywhere.
cat.
One last harvest festival for the season. Just one more.
That's it. All the weed's gone after that. It's all been harvested. No more. Not even indoor weed can be harvested after this date. It's a new rule.
And then the dog bod hibernates during the winter.
Yeah, we just smoke weed and eat Cheetos.
Where's that at?
Everywhere.
What, the festival?
The Cheetos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where's this festival at?
Freedom Field up in Harmony, Maine.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
It's all weekend.
It's all weekend.
I'm gonna be up
the
there going crazy.
Who's
Doors-
playing? The Trichromes are playing. Peak is playing.
Day passes are $52.
That's right. Stay the whole weekend. Doors open Friday night, 4:20.
420, brah. Wait, is it really open
It's
at
really
420?
open at 4:20.
That's classic, of course.
Oh my god. Prussia.
Yeah.
Show up early.
Prussia.
This is a good parking
Speaking
spot.
of, like,
Yeah.
where's our...
Stage side, rage side, baby. Come party.
You got anything ready to go?
Come here, Dogbot, through the big speakers.
And we're still taking applications for our celebrity chef
Yep, we'd
on
like
Tuesday
that.
nights. After...
This guy thinks somebody's going to come here and cook for us. For free. Feeding us, yeah.
Well, I don't know if a lot of people thought the live stream was on Thursday, but on Thursday, like 3 pizzas showed up. And so, you know, we want to just ask people if you are going to be one of the people who's sending us pizza during the live stream.
Tuesdays.
I mean, cheese is all right with me.
It's on Tuesdays. And maybe
Jesus is just alright.
maybe just confirm with us, let us know it's coming so that it doesn't come during the live stream. Because it's awkward when the pizza guy walks in, we're all rocking out.
Naked.
Yeah, cocks
It is
out.
awkward.
For Humbre.
Harambe. Oh, the ghost of Harambe lives on in all of us.
Anyways.
You guys know Flea was friends with Coco the gorilla?
I don't think Coco's friends with anybody.
I mean, as much
I
as...
think that she's just like, I'm not gonna rip you apart because
Yeah,
you're being nice to
but
me.
Flea taught her
But
mace.
like,
It was
the
cool.
minute they have like a little spat, you're just gonna realize real quick that they weren't ever friends.
Flea in a spat with anyone? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I've seen the Wild Thornberries.
Yeah. I mean, he wrote
Yeah,
he wrote a song called P about River Phoenix. I don't think that's the kind of guy who pisses off gorillas.
I don't know. He was awesome in Back to the Future Part 2.
Was he in that?
Yeah,
Was
he
he
was
one of
in the
the
future.
Goonies or
He was
something?
McFly's friend. He was trying to set him up for a car wreck. He was in
Dang.
that Charlie Sheen movie too.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, where he stole a car with a lady in it, and then cops were following him on this highway in L.A.
I just know he's in, what is it, The Big Lebowski? He's one of the, like...
Oh yeah, the
Russian-
nihilists.
Yeah, the nihilist dudes.
So, serious, like...
Flea's acting skills.
Yeah, Flea is off the chain, bro.
So Donnie is really the serial killer that was on the airplane in Con Air. Because he's the only one that wasn't accounted for at the end of the movie. So he moves to wherever the Big Lebowski is, and he becomes friends with those two. And like throughout the movie, he's wearing all these different bowling shirts with the different people's names on it.
Really?
So like the theory is like he continued being a serial killer, just quietly kind of pieced out.
Nice.
And that ties him into the Lebowski universe or something. I don't know.
You think actors like did Easter egg stuff like that, like unintentional? Like they did it
Oh,
for
like, they
themselves,
did it
you know, like they
themselves,
created
like,
their
yeah,
own ethos.
That's
you
cool.
know?
You think there's a channel that we don't get to see where they have like, you know,
All the
commercials,
movies.
but afterwards the actors like bang, and you get to see that and stuff, but we don't get those channels.
And there's
It's like,
celebrity porn.
You're just
and
not
sex
paying
tapes.
enough.
yeah, right.
I was
There's
gonna say,
channels
like-
that we don't get, you know.
Well,
like,
you don't get.
Right, anyone.
I have them.
Oh, you do have. So you've seen those?
They're great. Yeah.
Yes.
I know a guy.
Can you
who works-
DVR them so I can watch a couple of them?
Cable.
Can you TiVo?
What is
Can
it?
you TiVo some of those epic commercials that have sexual intercourse at the end with the actors?
I can. I will send them to you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Nice.
Porn is it for everyone?
I mean, I like watching commercials sometimes, and then I wonder if the actors when the cameras are just banging the set and shit like that, you know?
You know, if you get like the Stars premium package on like Hulu or Amazon, you can watch porn. But on there, which I did not know. We got it to watch a show, and then we were flipping through, and there's just like this entire erotic section all of a sudden on my streaming service. And I'm like, I have never experienced this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, one time on the internet, I was like, "Oh, what's this? Oh, it's pornography."
Well, no, but I mean, like, on... Like, I know that I can Google porn.
Right,
That's
right,
not hard to
right,
do.
yeah.
But I'm saying, like, it would be like Netflix having...
I mean, do they have
porn
like
on it.
a OnlyFans app for like the Roku?
Probably.
Yeah.
I guess you're right, yeah. I mean, but that's... See,
maybe, I
Roku
don't
is
know.
like an umbrella that carries all the services. I don't even know. Yo, you just passing that out for the Santa's here!
Oh, oh, oh.
That's some weird looking coal you got there, bro.
Cool as my highness.
Drew back in the single game.
Yeah. I am single life right out here.
You were not single?
Oh, I am.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
I'm
only
looking
been a
for the
couple
ladies.
of years.
Hey, ladies,
Okay,
have you
okay.
met our drummer?
Hey, boy. Hey, ladies. I know how to treat a woman right. I cook, I don't clean. Let me tell you how to make that green.
Yeah.
She's gonna
Bathroom was a
park that
max.
dump truck
Party.
in that tiny
Yeah.
little
Garage.
garage. If you're not careful, Ben Shapiro's gonna go around and like, you
Yeah.
guys are making another desert over here.
Oh.
Don't bring up him.
Yeah,
bring him
don't
up.
don't
You
down
gotta
us,
do
dude.
that.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Forbidden topic.
What's wrong with him?
His initials are BS.
Yeah, like it's okay. It's okay
He
to
can't get
talk
his
about
wife
it,
wet.
but
I don't want to harp on the guy. I'd rather like actually talk to him.
He's like really good in bed. It's just like this big internet thing.
I don't think so.
I heard Ben Shapiro has like a 12-foot cock that he has to like wrap
Well,
around.
I
his
guess
neck.
those are out
I
now.
don't know if that's appropriate to talk about on a family show.
What, roosters?
Talk
Yeah,
about
it's
his
just a
fourth
giant
children.
rooster, dude.
Dude, what are you talking
He
about? We're
wears
talking
his
about farm
little
animals,
pair
bro.
of pants.
You guys see that video with the chicken? And
You're like a
the
trouser snake, you know?
Right.
You're same family, animal
Yeah,
family.
dude, chicken pants.
God, this guy.
He walks around like he's like the boss.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the boss.
No, you're a man.
Make smile.
Are you Sancho? I don't think so. I am Sancho.
How's your kids? How's your wife?
What's your favorite soda?
Oh. I'm gonna go with the classic Coca-Cola.
It's a good one. I like Moxie. I'm gonna say it.
Wow.
I'm missing Joel.
Miss Joel,
Jolt's
you
good.
guys remember OK Soda?
Jolt was drugs for kids. Okay, soda?
Yeah.
I'll have me an RC Cola.
Wow, dude. Are you from like the Midwest or
that's
something?
deep.
Dr. Mountain.
We call it pop.
Dr.
Pop.
Thunder.
Dr.
Dr.
That's what it is,
Thunder,
Dr.
yeah.
Thunder.
Yeah, the
Oh,
And Mountain
man.
Lightning.
Mountain lightning,
Mountain lightning,
yeah. The
exactly.
thunder and the lightning.
That's the way.
My
And
God.
blue Hawaiian boons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Many a hangover with that.
Pina colada and the strawberry daiquiri
Mad Dog
boons.
2020.
Oh.
Mad Dog.
You would remember that.
That's
Ghetto.
the
It
problem.
existed.
It existed.
It existed.
Please, sir, can you buy us underage kids alcohol? And you like
existed.
come out with that?
That's
I don't have a choice.
right. You don't.
Grape.
It
Like grape Mad Dog.
Why?
It existed.
It's sweet, but it stings.
Pour some off your friend. Your friend's like, I don't know him.
The ants are running away from it. Don't burn me.
There's a new trend on TikTok where they try to feed their dog McDonald's and it won't eat it. So I'm kind of like, but I don't have a dog. So I wouldn't want to know that.
Well,
Yeah,
your,
we
well,
gotta
your
start
girlfriend.
a dog.
Oh!
Oh!
Zinga.
Becky's great. Shout out to Becky.
She is, dude. Shout out to Becky.
Thank you. You better take that back. She's the only one listening right now.
Damn. You shot our only fan in the heart with your words, Drew.
I'm an okay
'Cause
Cupid.
I'm broken. That's right.
Dead or alive.
Dander.
Dander?
That's the name of that band?
Dander?
Hinder.
Okay. I was like, what?
We call it dander because it's funny.
3 hours down.
So, Drew, you got us on TikTok tonight?
Yeah, we TikTok stream it.
Well, I got me and Sal because that's the important part. Oh!
Rhythm section
You know, you
connection.
Make the camera get the whole entire room, you know.
Nah.
Doesn't just have to be you guys.
Like I said, the important part
Yeah.
is filmed.
What did the Pink Floyd drummer say? A band is just a drummer and a bass player with assorted novelty acts.
You said that?
I
That's
think
a-
I like
that's
Pink
a
Floyd
quote,
now.
Yeah.
Drew becomes a Pink Floyd fan.
Yeah, like, wow.
After all the years,
Wisdom.
Pink Floyd and him existing at the same time.
Yeah.
Now's the time.
Yeah,
Division
hot
bell.
take. I never liked them. I'm sorry if that offends people, but
Well, you like the Division
I
Bell.
love the Division Bell. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, but
Yep. Don't like anything else really.
I mean, I understand the Division Bell.
Wait, that's just the
It
live,
wasn't bad,
the
but-
live album thing in
No,
Pompeii.
that was Paul. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Live in Pompeii
Pompeii
is,
is
the
like-
tits.
Cool as hell.
Like, you like looking their creative process.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was just, I remember being like,
Oh, fuck.
wow.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Holy
Wow.
my goodness. I'm sorry.
Man.
Can we talk about Firehouse instead?
Let's talk about ice.
Finally found the love of a lifetime.
Oh, yeah, that's my wedding song.
Yeah.
Is it your wedding?
Yeah,
is,
that's
yeah.
true. Yep.
It's 100%.
You've had a wedding.
Shout out to weddings.
Yeah, we did have a wedding.
Shout out to weddings.
Yeah, we went to Bad Moose Cafe after. Broken Antler.
Okay.
Bad moose, broken antler.
Something like that.
You know, if a moose had a broken antler.
Tits
they
on a
wouldn't have
raccoon.
moose. Tits on a
You guys
raccoon.
ever seen that meme where they put like the get well soon balloons on like roadkill?
That's sad.
Probably my favorite thing.
That's sad. You
On
look
the
at some
internet.
fucked up shit on the internet.
Yeah, he
bro.
does.
It's just
You're
it's
like
the-
a
it's
redditor.
the algorithm.
You're a redditor.
I'm a subreddit, right? Get it?
Get hip.
I have a Discord server. You guys should join that. We can discuss
Discord's
things
the cool thing now, though.
like cool stuff, you know.
People use that.
People wonder why I have that voice. And it really comes down to
Like and
this.
subscribe my videos.
Yo,
Hit the like and subscribe.
like and subscribe.
What about this new thing? These NPCs.
Oh,
seen
that's
that
like
stuff?
that's like 3 weeks old though. The
I know,
TikTok
but
NPC people.
It's older than that. It's just a.
Chip, chap, spicy, ding dong. Oh yeah.
thank you.
Hey, thank
Ooh,
you.
thank you.
Ooh,
Ooh,
spicy
thank you.
hat, captain hat.
gracias.
Ooh, ah, roses.
donut.
Bleh, bleh. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you not like die
I just don't know.
doing that all day?
I'm pretty sure they're AI.
Like actual AIs.
Yeah.
I've seen an interview with that one chick who is like the top TikTok NPC TikToker chick, and she is a real human. You know, I think.
Okay, like one of them then.
Yeah. I think it's just an easy way to make money. Because for some
I don't
reason
know.
people like.
I tried it. Like I tried to play along.
Like,
yeah, we sucked at it.
did you try to do it?
That's
or
why,
did you try
yeah,
to
no,
watch
no.
it?
I just like watched it and like read the comments and tried to like do the stupid move
Yeah.
for each one. And I was like, wow, I'm pretty bad at this.
I think the worse you are, the
Which
more.
means I'm like more angry that it exists because I'm not good at it, so I'm gonna like hate on it instead.
Yeah.
Because really, at my core, I'm just a hater, an old hater.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
not a hater.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh,
dude.
man.
And I'm disrespectful.
No.
No,
Yeah.
I am.
John's
Don't
disrespectful.
respect authority.
I don't respect nothing really.
Good attention.
I've been
I'm
watching
not as
Simpsons
You've been
from
watching
season
Simpsons?
1. I started on season 1.
So what's gonna happen tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm not that far ahead yet.
Oh. So what? Now is now. Well, it was now is then. So what? Then is now.
Yeah.
Exactly, sir.
John Stradamus.
Well, let's fast forward.
John Stradamus, brother.
Brother. Hulk Hogan. Is he still
Dude.
alive?
Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
70 years old.
Yeah.
What? He's as old as my dad. My dad will be 70 next year. We're gonna throw a giant birthday party for my dad next year. Dog Broad's playing. Whole day, 1,000 hours.
I hope we have good internet.
We're gonna have such good internet.
Such good internet.
Did we have bad internet last time?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
We had good internet. It was 9,000 degrees out that day.
We'll get fans. We'll get some fans.
And then it'll be even hotter in there.
We're gonna do
Oh,
something.
like
Did we ever tell you?
fans with blades on them?
Yeah, like
Not
big
like
metal
people?
fans. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Did we ever tell you after the show? Because I don't know what my deal is, but when I work out, I can see definition, but when I eat too, it goes back out.
Yeah.
Fat, whatever. So I could see that I lost weight from playing all day, and then we went and had McDonald's, went right back on.
It's fair.
No, McDonald's is bad. But they can sponsor us, and we'll say they're good.
I don't want no mealworm patties or.
Oh, come on
whatever.
now.
Nah.
You don't
Down with fast food
You don't want that
chains, man.
McMoney, yo?
Nah, I don't want no McMoney.
Come on, man.
I'll take
all
Coke.
that.
I don't want any McMoney.
I'll take that.
I mean, I'd take it. I'd take it.
McDonald's
Yeah.
Coke is the best Coke.
It is. It's different. It's formulated to...
John knows all the ingredients and everything. So
I do like.
if you want to
I
know,
could make you...
if you want to know,
From scratch McDonald's McNuggets.
no, you couldn't,
I do know.
because you decided to put cayenne in a frying pan without oil and sear the meat that way. And then you made sarin gas, and we all got gassed out the other day. So, good on that.
Wait, you've
He
poisoned
put
other
cayenne
people?
in a hot skillet with no oil, and it made sarin gas. I'm not kidding. It made sarin gas.
What did the fucking CO2?
Dude, it was bad. It burned.
What happened? Tell
He
me.
put
just-
cayenne pepper in a hot
started
frying pan
crying.
with no oil. None.
Crying like a baby.
Your
he's
girlfriend
so
got irritated eyes and sore throat. You were standing over it going,
Yeah.
"Blah!"
Because I'm a bitch.
Just like burning cayenne pepper into the air.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was bad.
It
Nice.
wasn't supposed to be like that.
It was bad.
I respect your
It was
decision.
fine, dude. And honestly, you didn't even try any of that pot roast.
Yeah, because it wasn't ready till 11:30 at night. Sorry,
Yeah, well.
you don't eat.
11:30.
Dude,
Yeah, he put it in that too. It
It
needs
was
8
so
hours
late.
to do it.
Bro.
So
How big was the pot roast? That's the fucking
Like 4 pounds.
Wow, Jesus Christ, man.
What, dude? Go big or go nowhere.
Well, no, I'm saying I should have.
Yeah, Drew didn't even get any. What, you ate the whole pot roast by yourself?
Yep.
For like the last 2 days, I've
Yep.
been eating it.
I'd eat 4 pounds of pot roast in one sitting if you wanted me to.
I tried.
For the internet, mukbang.
I gave it my best.
Mukbang?
Mukbang,
Mukbang?
whatever. I always say it wrong.
I love it.
Mukbang.
I love. We don't. Sometimes we'll just go to eat, and I'll pretend that we're actually filming mukbang. We're not. I'm just like, oh yeah, these nuggets.
Nuggets. There are two types of food consumption streamers. The ones who like really play into the disgusting nature of it. And ones who like somehow are still fit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's really crazy. They all end up packing a little weight on in the beginning, and then some of them are smart enough to be like, I need to work out
need to,
too.
Like, manage
this.
Maybe you only eat salads on
That
the
guy
hot
that
days.
like just used
Or
eat
burn it
sticks
off.
Of butter.
Sticks of
He
butter?
used to just take shots and eat sticks of butter.
Oh.
He disappeared one day, and I was like, I don't know what happened to
Oh.
that guy.
I don't
Apparently,
either.
like he had a heart attack. I was like, I probably shouldn't promote eating whole sticks of butter like twice a week.
Butter.
Yeah, that's insane.
It was, and like just watching it made you sick to your stomach because you're like, just imagine the texture of a cold stick of butter.
I don't-
You're just taking chunks of it.
Knowledge is knowing that tomatoes are fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in with your fruit salad.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
good quote.
Amazing. Live, laugh, love.
Hey man,
Whoa.
eat, pray, love.
Scream, hate,
Cancelled.
die.
Scream, hate, die.
Compass.
Compass.
So, compass is. You brought it up.
A tool that you use
No.
to
Compass
find
is a direction, yeah. Keep it family, John.
John.
Compass is the
Here we go. Can't do it. Tells everybody else keep it family and eat the
It's the heaviest metal band that's ever existed that's never played. Because every time we get together, we get in a fight, and it's just never, we can never get.
I'm not gonna get sick from sharing that
This
with
is
you.
an
man.
actual band? He's
Yeah.
got it's a tummy thing.
CUMPISS, Compass.
I don't want your bacteria.
Got it already.
We're the best
Ugh.
metal band that never
Fucking
happened.
hiv.
That's still together, but isn't. It's a whole thing.
Tell me more about your lore.
Your lord.
I don't.
Oh
I
shit,
feel like
dude.
I'm being
That's
idiot
awesome.
right now. I'm not doing it.
I love all three of you.
Yeah.
Hell,
Give
What
me
about
your
me?
lore.
I was gonna say four, and I was like, who's the fourth
you
person?
don't love yourself.
Well, yeah, that's
Self-love is
implied.
the best kind of love, Sal.
You start there, man.
Hey,
Respect.
inner peace.
Gotta respect.
I love me.
Kung Fu Panda.
I fuck me.
The past is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. That's why they call it the present.
Oh, Jesus.
Uguay.
Nice.
I'm not taking the Lord's name in vain.
Uguay.
I just said Jesus because
Uguay.
he's a co-pilot right now. Amazing double quote from Drew and Sal.
I mean,
I
I'm
feel
waiting.
like those belong in a movie.
Hey, you
That's
know
why
why?
we're in
You
the
know
TikTok
why?
videos.
Because we're the man.
So that's not, those quotes aren't from like Feifel Goes West or like some corny like All Dogs Go to Heaven movie or something.
Yeah, it was All Dogs Go to Heaven.
My quote literally was
Wow.
from Kung Fu Panda.
Mine was from All Dogs Go to Heaven,
prefaced
John.
it
Good job.
saying that.
Sounds like something Christopher Walken would say in the mirror. Whoa.
Keep going. I don't want you
I
to
don't
stop.
want to start.
No. It's too late now. You gotta keep Christopher walking down that road, bro.
Just have the one word. Just one word.
Window. The most beautiful word when spoken in a Christopher Walken accent.
That is some true. That is some true comedy talent. If you can like do impressions of people just using one word,
Yeah, that's definitely,
that's definitely
pretty good.
like up there with the chops.
The chops.
Drew can do it with one look, but we're doing this through a microphone.
Give me
so-
blue steel, Drew.
Dude, he can do Christopher Walken just by looking. Exactly,
Whoa.
dude.
Whoa.
That could stop a throwing
Right?
star.
That's pretty good.
That could stop.
Damn.
Have you guys met our drummer? His gaze could stop.
I can,
throwing star.
my face can morph into anything I want.
We should
Whoa.
play a set in the school for ants.
That's like way bigger than this. Like googly. I had to read her like googly.
Googly gook.
They made a Zoolander too, right?
Yeah.
I never saw it.
Oh man, you're in for a treat.
Yeah,
Oh, it's amazing.
it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw it.
And normally I don't watch movies that are like highly recommended, like trending movies.
Why?
Because it just reinforces that a lot of people don't have good taste in movies, and the majority of people.
Be your own.
You watch trending movies.
I try not to go, oh, it's got a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is going to be great. Because, like, you know, it could be what is that? Mamma Mia or whatever.
Mediocre.
Could
Mamma
be that Mamma
Mia.
Mia movie. Or
What do you
like
got? What do you have against Mamma
My
Mia?
Big Fat Greek Wedding 12.
You got something
You
against
love
Apple?
gyros.
I got nothing.
You love
against-
gyro.
I got nothing against nobody.
Is it Euro or Gyro?
Euro. You love euros. That's like your favorite thing.
It's gyro.
Oh shit!
Can't.
Challenger approaches.
We're done.
I challenge you.
Beep. Please stand by.
Like right off the lamb shank.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they like
yeah.
shave it right onto the pita.
Yes, with
Oh
the
my
juice.
God.
There's juice. Such a juice.
That's the best.
I'm a total slut for a good tzatziki sauce.
Oh,
Just
yes.
throwing that
Yeah,
out
like
there.
a
Me
homemade.
too.
Like I'll get.
Oh my
down
god.
there, Gargle that sauce.
If it wasn't
But
so hard
sometimes
to.
I like it with some mayonnaise, and I asked the guy, and like he almost threw me out. He was almost like, I'm
Yeah,
so
You
insulted.
don't use
that
mayonnaise.
There's no mayonnaise in the vicinity.
You don't use
of my
mayonnaise, dude.
entire state.
It's yogurt, bro. It's
Greek yogurt.
And I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh god, I fucked up. But you know, I still contend it would be enhanced with a little mayo.
What?
And I
Isn't
guess he
enhanced
just
with
thought it
mayo?
was just too spicy for him or something. I don't
Too
know.
Mayonnaise
spicy.
is too spicy?
Hey, I felt like he was gonna be like, no gyro for you. I'm like, shit.
It's weird because
All I
mayonnaise
want.
is not
Gyro.
bland. Like there's like a weird taste to it, you know. So
I like
it's
to
like
get the worst kind of mayonnaise for you.
It's
Like
human.
the poor boy mayo.
poor boy mayo.
It's like high and fat and like just.
all mayo
It
is
is-
fat.
yeah, It's like heavy mayo.
Crisco.
I like.
How could you?
Not like that Hellman shit.
I honestly,
Right.
I miss working in a restaurant because I like obviously a good restaurant wouldn't have this, but you work at like a mid restaurant, you get the big tub
Yeah.
of mayo from like Cisco or something, and there's something special
Yeah,
about
the
that
best
mayonnaise.
kind of that is the po' boy.
Yeah.
Heavy
Or
mayonnaise.
Duke's mayo,
Duke's pretty good.
the cutie mayo, the Japanese mayo,
I got some in my fridge.
the
I got-
cuties.
I got Duke's.
Duke's, my man.
Duke of Duke. Duke of Duke.
I kind of take my mayo game serious.
As you should.
Yeah, I've made it from scratch. It came out really good too.
In a hole.
It's not too hard.
Let's finish this up so Sean can go home.
Sean ain't going nowhere.
Sean go home.
Sean's never leaving.
What's
Sean's
happening?
going home in
Time
25
for
minutes.
us to rip it up.
Like Weekend at Bernie's skateboardist.
Yes.
Oh.
Just hold your finger on one key.
Dude, how did they make a Weekend at Bernie's too? Is it a different dude or is it Bernie? I've never seen it.
I've never
so I
seen
don't
it either.
know.
It's just a
I
continuation
I
of the
just
first
saw
one.
that. I was like, wait,
They
made a
never-
second one of
They
these?
never finished the first one.
That's like that when we saw the Titanic too. Like they made a second Titanic.
The Titanic.
It was
thing?
like straight to video.
Titanic.
There was another boat that sank, right? Like
Olympic?
historically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, is it just about that?
No.
Oh. What is it about?
In the future, they built a replica and they took it on the same voyage and they had the same result.
What is it, that Rick and Morty episode?
Right? It's like
That's a movie? That's a
they
real...
just drove it
Yep.
into the same.
It's a B movie.
in the
It's a B
dirty-
movie.
In the future of now?
Yeah, like today's time.
Today's time.
Future people were like, hey, let's
everybody
reenact
says I was
this.
crazy, like he's on the news before they take off from the port. He's like,
Yeah.
everyone said I was crazy, but who's laughing now? I swear, like the same dirty old iceberg hit it. Just
No, but all the icebergs are melted now.
put him.
That's true, it couldn't be the same iceberg.
Yeah, but
You never step in the same river twice. You
Oh.
never think about the same iceberg twice.
Friggin' man bear pig sucks.
We tried to warn you.
Dude, we did. When our imagination was attacked
I don't
by
want to live
terrorists.
without polar bears. I don't.
How will they
I've
sell
never-
Santa
Yeah.
packs?
I've never even seen one other than those Coca-Cola commercials. Again, Coca-Cola.
Santa packs.
Support us.
The old Santa Packs song.
Coca-Cola even makes McDonald's.
I can't wait. I'll do a whole entire Dog Bod Presents Coca-Cola Christmas.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You
Little
know?
sneak
That's
peek
gonna
into the
be
holiday.
Yeah, next month's gonna
They
be
have
nuts.
a factory in, what is it, Belmont or something? We should just go talk to them.
I've been scoring the internet for
Someone has
crazy
to wear
shit
a
all
suit.
summer for like Halloween. Next month we have 5 Tuesdays, everybody.
5 Tuesdays?
So I'm
Wow.
gonna make 5 crazy live stream themed Halloween.
What's the first one?
Oh, horror.
All horror.
All scary.
I don't want fucking daffodils in the middle of October.
Join us on Tuesdays to find out what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have all kinds of...
And Facebook Dog Bod. We're working on TikTok and Instagram.
One day.
Yes.
We just gotta make them. I know it only takes 10 minutes to make them, but we haven't made them yet.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
my fault. I'm blaming myself.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Osama Bin Laden.
Saddam Bin Laden.
Well, now we're on a list. That's just great.
I've been on a list my whole life.
Oh, hamburgers.
Shit list.
Oh! I've been on Santa's good list my whole life.
Alright.
I pushed my younger siblings on the stairs on Christmas.
Why would you do that?
You saw it in a movie.
No, I really did it. Then I got to spend the Christmas morning on the stairs.
On the stairs.
On the stairs.
On the stairs?
Sometimes I'll yell at Drew.
Go
Drew.
to the stairs.
Knock it off, like him and
I'm
Julian.
already on the stairs.
Him and Noah and Julian are fighting, and like he'll just go and sit on the stairs for like 20 minutes. And I'll come over and be like, you ready to?
Him and Noah and Julian are fighting.
Yeah, like, leave me alone all the time, right?
The kids. How do I reach these kids?
Hold on, before you do all that, you got to speak to me.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you.
I forgot. Bye.